Welcome to this episode of Cooking with the Kid. It's in the middle of the week. You worked all day and it's really busy. Tonight's recipe is going to feature something really simple and something really quick that you can feed your family that's also healthy. As usual, I'm going to use the tools of the trade to demonstrate a quick shrimp zoodle recipe. Stay with me. At our ingredients, we have 4 zucchinis, 1 clove of garlic, half a pound of cooked shrimp. I say cooked because it's easier to just run it under some hot water to get it nice and defrosted and you're ready to go. A little bit of salt and pepper for seasoning. We have 1 can of diced tomatoes, basil, garlic, oregano. We have our Pampered Chef garlic and herb, as well as we'll be using 3 tablespoons of virgin olive oil. Now let's take a look at our weapons of mass destruction. We'll be using our Sentoku knife for cutting the zucchini, garlic press, our smooth edge can opener, and our veggie spiralizer. Taking our Sentoku knife, as well as our 4 washed zucchinis, what we're going to do is we're going to take the tops and the bottoms off of the zucchinis, and we're going to cut those zucchinis in half. So let's go ahead and make short work of this here. Try to make our cuts as straight as possible, and you'll see why in a second. At this point here, we're going to grab our spiralizer. Now your spiralizer is going to come with a guard on it. So we're going to pop that guard off. Also, within the guard, you'll actually see your teeth for the actual, whether or not you want linguine style or fettuccine style. For tonight's purpose demonstration, we're actually going to put the fettuccine style up into the back there, and utilizing a clamp here to lock it in place. Just find the hole and it'll just lock right there in place for you. Be careful not to over tight it because you don't want to snap your blade. And at this point, what I'm going to do here, and what you'll do is on the spike, you'll try to center that zucchini, bring your spiral down, and just slowly start to press down and turn clockwise. And as you can see, zoodles are coming out of the side of it. And what we're going to Now, as you can see, we have all of that zucchini, which created our zoodles. Now, it may seem like a lot right now, but during the cooking process, this will greatly reduce due to the amount of water that's in the zucchini. So stick with me and we'll go to the next phase. And at this point, we're going to finish up our prep. We have our garlic press and that 1 clove of garlic. I want to share a tip with you guys. Taking your knife, just go ahead and cut the very edges off where that clove was actually attached to the remaining portion of the bulb. Okay, I always do that because when it comes time to actually pressing it, it also allows for you to take that husk right off that garlic piece there. Okay, you do that, and when it comes time to actually making the gesture of pressing, it's a smoother transition for you. So we'll take your garlic piece, pop it right into the press there, and just come straight down with it. And there you have the garlic we'll be using. Taking my knife and just taking the back side of my knife and just scraping down the side there. And there we have it. Now let's put this bad boy together. At this point here, what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to open up that can of tomatoes, and I like to just go ahead and strain them a little bit. We don't want to run any water over it because we want to make sure that it keeps that oregano and that basil flavor. So we're going to take our smooth edge can opener here. I'm going to lock that down, and when we lock it down, all we're going to do is go right around the edge with it here. And at this point it'll work just like a standard can opener, but without sharp edges. We're going all the way around with it. Just pull that off, and you have if you look really close here, you got a beak like piece here where you can actually grab those edges or grab the top and pull it right off, and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and strain these. And we'll come right back. So what we're going to be doing here is cooking in two phases. To finish up, we're going to do the shrimp and the tomatoes separate from the zoodles. A lot of people think that the zoodles, with any other type of noodle, you need water, but I'll show you something here and it'll blow your mind the way this works. But I've already got a tablespoon of olive oil started out here, and what I'm going to go ahead and do here is add that shrimp. Okay, I'm cooking to medium to high heat, and you hear that shrimp start going here in just a second. And with the olive oil, I'm going to go ahead and throw that clove of garlic in there. Using our scraper, and again, I only saute it just for a little bit because remember, this is already cooked shrimp. So more so what we want to do is heat it up and release the oils that are in the garlic. And realistically, once you hear it start to sizzle, about a minute is all you need because, like I said, it is cooked shrimp. Okay, at this point what we're going to do is going to add those tomatoes in there. And we're just going to heat up the tomato mixture, mixing it up and heating it up same time. Not cook them, but heat them up. Okay, and there we have it for phase one. What we're going to do is turn the heat off and just move this to the back. Now for phase two. Taking a 12-inch skillet, I've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And as you can see, it's already starting to heat up. Still using that medium heat, that medium to high heat. What we're going to do now is just add our zoodles. And you will hear them start to cook. And at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to saute these. And like I said earlier, they're going to shrink in size due to the water content. And we're just going to heat some of that water off. As you can see, our zoodles are starting to reduce a little bit in size, and you're starting to see that water build up that I spoke about. But as it becomes much more noticeable, this is when you're going to want to add our garlic and herb rub. Not a lot, just a little bit over the top here. I just have to say about anywhere from a teaspoon, we'll just call it a quick teaspoon. And we're going to marinate the zoodles in that rub until we get a reduction of that liquid content. Now, here comes the tricky part about zoodles. You don't want them too soggy. So there's going to be a point where about half of them are starting to become transparent and the other half not so much. We want more like 3/4 of them becoming transparent. Then what we'll do is we'll turn that heat off. See the steam coming away from it? And at this particular time, we're going to want to add that shrimp mixture that we did earlier. Okay, and we're going to fold the shrimp into it. And because we added some of the liquid from the shrimp, what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and remove just a little bit of that liquid and we'll be all set. We were able to remove a little bit of that liquid and a little bit of pepper and salt to taste. And there you have it. A quick, easy, and healthy meal for one of those big